Every week, I get to give people a gift, not just a physical present, but a plan, a pathway, and a purpose. For many, it's the start of their journey from civilian to military life. And for us, it's a chance to support and celebrate them. Not just when they pass the entry requirements, but when they finally pass out of training and earn their very own beret. And the best part, they do it without wasting hours in the gym on junk volume and without second guessing their training. They follow a proven blueprint, the same one that's helped thousands earn their place in the military. If you're new here, I'm Jim, former Royal Marines Commando and physical training instructor, dad of two and founder of Tier 1 Coaching, UK's leading military preparation team. We've helped thousands of aspiring military personnel not only prepare for recruit training, but to pass out of it confidently, competently, and without ever having to second guess if they're ready. And here on this channel, I'm here to help you do the same. So if you're watching this, chances are you're thinking about joining the military. Maybe you're unsure which branch is right for you or whether you're even ready. But my goal today is to help you make an informed decision, not just why you should join, but where you might fit best. Now, of course, I'm biased, and the Royal Marines, they're the creme de la creme. But all jokes aside, this video is about giving you everything you need to know to choose the path that's right for you. And when you're ready, we'll be here to help you train for it. So, first things first, I think when you're looking to join the military, I think when you're choosing which branch or regiment to join, I think first things first, think about your long-term future. Long-term goal, plan, whatever that might look like for you. Now, when I say this, I mean like, are you joining with the intention of doing full service, full 22 years? Are you joining for just a bit of life experience or experience as a soldier or whatever trade you might look at? Because I think this will heavily influence your decision and what path you take. Now, you could look at it in a sense that this could change as well. I joined the Royal Marines with the intention of maybe doing a full service, a full 22. But you can't plan for the eventualities in the future and what that looks like. Kids, family, and all that might change your decision as you're in. So I think going with an idea of what you want to get back from this, and that can heavily influence your decision. When doing that as well, think about the risk that comes with it. Joining the Royal Marines might not potentially be best suited for someone that's looking to make a full service because of the risk of injuries, because of the sustainability. You're always soldiering out in the field. It's going to come with a lot more risks that come with it in that sense. Whereas maybe something like a role in the RAF, say, that's going to be more stationed within camp, maybe a job role behind a desk, that might have more longevity in that sense. So just giving you some examples, not always the case by any means. I know many that have joined the Royal Marines and made a full service of it, okay? But it's definitely something to think about and could impact on your decision making. Number 2, role and lifestyle. Now this one here is going to take a little bit of time doing some research. Look at the roles within each branch, each regiment, and find one that's going to be best suited for you, based again on your long-term goals. Do you want to be deployed more? Do you want to be stationed more on camp? Think about locations, think about all of these things, think about the roles, think about the lifestyle you want to live, because that will heavily influence your decision, again, on what branch to take. Now, let's look at third, physical and mental readiness. This is mega important because each regiment fitness standards are different. The recruit training process look very different as well. So you need to think about this because this should impact your decision making massively. Now look, if you're looking for challenges, if you're looking for something that's really gonna push you out of your comfort zone, then again, something like the Royal Marines is going to heavily do that. But if you're looking at something, if you don't think you're quite there and capable of that, and something that the recruit training process is a bit shorter and not so mentally and physically arduous, then look at maybe the RAF, maybe the Navy might be best suited for you. This is gonna make a massive hit in your decision. If you go over to my Instagram page, Jim_Tier1, you can actually do a test. There's a link in my bio. It will take you to the Commando fitness test. Whether you're going down that route or not, there's a few questions here that will help you see where you're at physically and mentally, and a few other areas as well. And that could help you with your decision making. On completion, you'll get a program based on what came up and showed as your weaker area to help improve that. Now, just because you might not be physically and mentally ready for something like the Royal Marines right now, it doesn't mean you can't train that. I'm a big believer of you can train these things, all right? So just because you're not physically ready doesn't mean that's not possible. You know, if you can see it, believe it, you can achieve it. I'm a big believer of that. And if you don't know how, then drop in. That's what we're here for. Number 4, culture and values. Again, this might take a little bit of research, but go and look at the history, go and look at the Royal Marines, what they do, go and look at the RAF, go and look at the Navy, go and look at the Army. You know, what's their culture, what's their beliefs, what's their history around that, and the values, because that's going to look very different to each and every individual. But knowing this will help you massively, because like I said in the last video that I did, you're going to be in, for most cases, in a minimum of 5 years. So you want to know that this is going to be a fit for you, because 5 years is still a long stint of your time. And if that is a minimum that you do, then it's still a long time. So thinking about what resonates with you should and will have an impact on your enjoyment, on your suitability, and your sustainability, because that's what it's all about, right? Health is wealth, and I think knowing this will help you make an informed decision. Think about deployment, think about location. This might heavily influence your decision. Deployment, so think of it like this. If you're in an infantry role, are you going to potentially spend more time in hostile environments or out on the ground? You know, maybe if you want to spend more time at sea, that might float your boat with the Navy. You know, the RAF, the Army, think about these opportunities, think about the deployments, think about what's going on in the world today and how that potentially may look like for you moving forward. Location, have you got a family? Do you want to be far away from where you live? Do you want to be close by? This may look very different depending on what regiment you join, because let's say the Royal Marines, there's not many locations that you can essentially choose from. Whereas like the Army, the RAF, the Navy, there's a lot more choice to think about. So if location is important to you, go and look at where these camps are. Go and look at where these locations are, because that could heavily influence what that looks like for you. And finally, and this is mega important, because I've seen many cases where this trips people up along the way because they've not gone and done the reading around it. Look at the entry requirements. When I say entry requirements, that's not just the physical that we mentioned earlier, it's the medical side of things. Because in some cases, you may already be barred from entry because of an injury or surgery or something that you've had. Not to say you're barred from entry in all regiments, but in some. To put this in perspective, like currently right now, ACL reconstruction. If you've had that, that's a bit of a no-go with the Royal Marines. Now go and always double check that with your careers advisor beforehand. But I know currently right now that it is a bar to entry. And there's many other cases that I could go down a rabbit hole on this area. But just make sure you've gone and found out the entry requirements, because I think Capita are dealing with it right now. And you might get to a point where you pass the early stages, you go down for your medical screening, and then they say, oh, we can't go any further because you've not done that, taken that due diligence to do your reading right now. So that's mega important. Look at the age requirements. If you're going for like officer selection route, look at the requirements around that. You know, your GCSEs, your A-levels, your degree. Does that actually set you up to go down that direction? Because again, I know many people that have done that and gone through tests and and then they've been caught up along the way. So this one, I mega want to highlight that point right now. They're all mega important to think about, but that is absolutely essential because you might have your dream set on something and it might not even be possible for you. So make sure you take your due diligence in that right there. And look, if you have any questions on this area right now, then by all means reach out. But in all honesty, I'd go straight to your careers advisor because they will have the up-to-date and current details on what that might look like for you right now. So look, hopefully you've all enjoyed that video and now got a little bit more of a roadmap on what direction you should potentially take and what might be best suited for you. I urge you right now, if you're still here and you want to know how physically and mentally ready you are, then remember, head over to my Instagram page, Jim_Tier1, where you'll find the Commando fitness test. Like I said earlier, whether you're looking at joining the Royal Marines, going down a commando route, or navigating down a different path, do the test anyway. Because on completion, you'll get an idea of where you're at, physically and mentally, and even get a program on completion to help you turn that weaker area into a strength, help you navigate down your chosen path, and help set you up for success. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in a future video.